Namaste. What a beautiful day today. You look out the window and you look at all of nature. You see everything. What is everything? That's a question. What is everything? Well, you are everything. We've talked about that before. You are everything that has ever existed. You are all of what you see. You are all of what you don't see. You are all of what you don't see. What an interesting thing to think about. You are all of what you don't see. What don't you see that you are? Have you thought about that before? Everybody sees what they see. They look in the mirror and they see what they see. But what do they not see? Whenever you look in the mirror, what parts of you do you not see? What parts of you do you not understand? Whenever you look in the mirror and you're getting ready for work in the morning, what do you not see? You look in the morning, you see the same, you see whatever you see. But have you asked yourself, what am I not seeing of myself today? What do I not see? Have you ever asked yourself that question? I think it's time to start asking yourself that question. What are the parts of me that I do not see? With these two eyes. What do I not see? What am I not seeing? What am I not understanding? Who are the parts of me that I don't understand? Do I not understand all the parts of who I am? Why don't I know all the parts of who I am? You see how those questions just kind of go one after the other, down to the other? That's the way we should have conversations with ourselves. Those are the types of conversations we need to have ourselves, even starting off with the most simplistic beginnings. Very important to start asking ourselves these questions. Should start asking ourselves anything, as long as it's asking ourselves something. Ask yourself something. What responds whenever you ask yourself something? Who responds? Who is that? Hey, do I like pizza? Listen. Does something respond? Who responds? Who responds whenever you ask yourself a question? Have you thought about that? What happens? Do you start thinking things? Oh, well, why would I like this? Why would I like that? That's weird. Are you going to listen to the thing that's talking to you in your head and tell you what you like? Who is that talking to you? How much do you listen to whatever that is? Have you ever found out? Or do you just assume, oh, that must be me? You ever have that thing in your head that's talking to you whenever you ask yourself a question that you think is you? You ever have it say bad things to you? Like, oh man, you're fat, or you're ugly, oh, you're just kind of weird today. Whatever it is. If that was you, why would you talk to yourself that way? I don't think you would talk to yourself that way if that was you. Why would we do that? Why would we intentionally say negative things to ourselves on purpose, knowing it's going to hurt our own feelings? Why would we do that? That means, that thing in your head that you listen to, that you think is you, that obviously can't be you. So what is it? What's happening? Do you even hear anything? Are you so comfortable with what's happening inside of your head that you don't even know it's even happening? Have you listened? When you sit there and you're quiet, what happens? What happens? How do you feel? Do you get pictures that come up in your face or in your mind of situations, past situations? Or do you have random chatter in your head that's telling you, why are you sitting here? This is stupid. You should be doing this. Look at all the things that you're doing today. Look at all the things that you have to do today. Whatever it may be. Who knows? What is that? Who is that? What's going on there? It sounds like an insane person. Well, every human being on this face of this planet must be insane. Because this is just something that happens. This is just a part of an experience that you are in. How do you transcend that? How do you get rid of all that stuff? How do you recognize the things that you don't see? How do you do that? Oh my gosh, how do you recognize the things you don't see? How do you even know that they're there if you don't see them? What tools are you using to find out they're there? It's all in your book. You go to past videos on this channel, you talk about your book. Well, it's all there. You ever watch a YouTube video about spirituality or something, and they talk about something and it's like, that's stupid. I used to do that. You gotta ask yourself, why? Why do I feel that way about what's being said to me? Not even being said to me, it's something that I choose to watch on purpose that irks me in a certain way. Why does it irk you? Why do we allow ourselves to be that way? Why do we allow ourselves for something to change the bliss that we want to feel? Why do we give something else that power to do that? Well, if you don't know anything else, if you don't know any other way, then it's hard to imagine any other way. Well, there's other ways. There's other ways to transcend different ways of being. Many people teach this. But you don't really have to, they don't really talk about it very much. It's like, people know that it's there, but they don't want to admit it, that it's there. It's kind of a weird concept, I would have to say. That people know how to change who they really are, to change themselves into who they really are. Like, they want to. They know how to. Well, a lot of people don't know how to, for real, but it's being taught, it's out there. It's like, but they're not asking the questions. It's interesting. But they still want to complain. Don't you feel like you want to complain sometimes? Oh yeah. But it's silly to do that. We have to learn different ways of releasing those things that we hold on inside of us. That's not allowing us to recognize the amazing things that we can give from who we are. We need tools in different ways of sharing and educating kids at a younger age to start recognizing these things of who they are, teaching more of who they are. Don't you want your child to know who they are? Or do they know more about their electronics and games and then they know about who they are? Ooh, that's a good one. I know that's relevant in many households. But it's important to know these things ourselves first. If we don't know these things ourselves first, then we can't teach them to our kids. We can't teach them to our friends, our family. We can't share them. We can't share our book if we don't know our book. What do you want to do? What do you love to do? Not what do you think that you should love to do, or what you think society would accept you to want to do. No, what do you just love to do, period. There's a lot of motivational speakers and things out there talking about, follow your passion. Great, that's great, yeah. But do you know what that even is for real? Or are you just doing what everybody else is doing because you think that's the way to go? Well, that's just going to bring more of what we already have in society if you just follow everybody else. What do you love to do, for real? Like, what do you love to do? What makes you just your heart flutter, just you, period. Without judging yourself whenever you feel good about what you're doing. Regardless of what it is, like, what is it? You should find that out. Just sit there for a moment. And don't think about things that could make you feel good. That's weird. Don't listen to the thoughts that are in your head. You already know they talk crap sometimes. You don't want to listen to that. Listen from here. Like, how does your body feel? Does your body feel good whenever you start to feel? Just feel. What makes your body just totally blissful? You ever recognize that? There may be even something that you do at work that may not have anything to do with what you do at work, but just a task, just something. There's something there. Or maybe not your work, something to do at home or your family or conversation or just to talk about. What do you just know that you can just do for hours and hours and hours and not even realize that you're doing it? Follow that. Find out. Just do that. And take that feeling towards every other decision and every other word that you make and what you have. Choose to do that. Choose to want to find that. Who are you? Isn't there a famous Disney or cartoon movie or something or such that says that? Who are you? Oh yeah, Alice in Wonderland. The caterpillar. Whenever Alice in Wonderland comes into the world and he's sitting there with his whatever he's smoking, and says, who are you? That's a really good question. And Alice in Wonderland, going in from one world into the next. It's like two hemispheres of your brain. And the caterpillar's the one in the middle, saying, who are you? Because in order for you to experience a lot of different things that you truly want to experience in life, you need to know who you are. There's some things that you have to go through. There's some things that you have to do. There's some things that you have to understand. And there's some things that you have to change your perspective on in order for you to experience some of the things that you really want to experience in life. So just know that you have to ask yourself a lot of hard questions. You have to understand yourself in ways that you didn't really understand yourself in, to experience certain ways. It's as if you understand one language, this other person understands 50 languages. Their perspective immediately on the way communication goes and the way they see the world even. Because in order for you to know 50 languages compared to one, you've got to understand some things much differently. Your brain has to understand some things much differently, has to be opened up. Your body, your experience, the way you've about these languages, your perspective on how to receive the information from these languages, many, many different things have to be understood versus this one language. So if this person wanted to know what this person was wanting, that this person had the information of, they need to rise themselves up to understand that type of information. You're only going to get and receive the information that you're ready for. Understand that. If you want to know more, you need to prepare yourself for the answers that you're going to receive. If you're not ready for these answers, you're not going to get them. I remember being in a certain way back before any of this happened for me. Years ago, I was going through some emotional things, and I was the way I was. Materialistic, egotistical, and just blatantly greedy and selfish. But I wanted more, but I didn't know how to do it, so I was just kind of stuck. A lot of blockages. My significant other, she told me, she introduced me to some concepts and into some things, some videos to watch, meditation. I immediately just disposed of it and said, there's no way. But now look at me. So same things I was wanting to show her afterwards, after my awakening. I wasn't ready then, but I was ready when I was ready. You're not going to understand. Be blessed. Know that's a blessing. Because you would hate to have an opportunity come for you and boom, open up, and you not even recognize it's even there. And you just walk right past it. But it's something that you would make all your dreams that you'd ever want to come true. And you just walk right past it because you don't even see it. You're not even aware of it. You have to go through some things to understand the things that you really want to understand. Storms have to come. There's always a light at the end of the tunnel, but the tunnel's going to be dark. Understand, it's made to be that way. It has to be that way. You have to have contrast. You have to recognize one to understand the other. It goes both ways. Doesn't matter. So just know that if you're going through some things, this is a good thing. It's a positive thing. Recognize it to be a positive thing, no matter what situation it may be in your life. It doesn't matter. If you're going through some stuff, just know it's okay. That just be aware of what you're going through while you're going through it, and don't listen to what's happening up here. Stop listening to that. Feel. How do you feel? Feel the emotions that you're going through. Now, it's hard to do because some of those emotions are super uncomfortable. Understand, it's okay though. Feel those emotions. They have to go through, and the harder that it takes to feel those emotions, that means just getting through a blockage, and it just needs to get through there. So allow just whatever happens to happen. And if you want to lessen the severity of that experience, meditate. Meditation. Book a session with me. Let's talk about it. We'll give you some tools on how to do so. Want to know more. How to want to know more. You have a desire to want to know more on things. If you're ambitious in life, you want to do this, you want to make more money, you want to accumulate this, that's the way our world is right now. Accumulation. Well, let me tell you, you can only accumulate so much. And obviously you see society, it's pretty upside down. The middle class is separating dramatically. And eventually, it's going to topple. That's just the way it happens. That's the law. One side gets too overwhelmed, it's going to topple to the other, and it's going to crash. So what happens when it crashes? It depends on this, doesn't it? How do you feel? Because whenever you can't rely on anything, what are you going to rely on? Whenever everything is gone and you're by yourself, what do? Do you sit there and stick your head in the sand? A lot of people do because they don't know. You can't judge people for doing that. No. You can't judge people for doing anything that they're doing, to be honest. You don't know what they're going through. You don't know what's happening within them. You don't know how bounded up and tied up within different realms that you don't see. How much of you that you don't see. What's happening. Those feelings and emotions that are just getting stuck. What do they look like in other realms? They look like things and it's horrid. It's torturous. You don't realize that you're being tortured. If you feel like your ego is just all over the place and you just feel stuck and weighed down, you're being tortured in other realms. You gotta release these things. Just know there's people and there's other beings and such helping you in these other places. People don't realize how severe that is. There's a reason why you are anxious or depressed a lot, or you just can't sit still. There's things happening in places that you don't see to your being that you gotta release. It's like the Matrix for real. you need to start coming to some realizations. This world is not what you see it is to be. So want to know more. Want to know more on the things of who you are that you don't see. You heard that, okay, you're a light being. Yeah, you're a light being. You can't see a lot of that. Some people can. Why can they see it and you can't? Start asking these questions. Intuition. Why do people know something's going to happen and I don't? Well, why? Ask the question. Why is that? Are they just gifted? Did they just come with another set of human being genes? No, honestly. Our brains are all capable to do all the same things. It's how much you've unlocked and how much you haven't compared to somebody else. That's the only thing. We all have the same thing going on. You just got to keep moving and want to know more of what it is. If you have a question on how to do it, book a session with me. If you don't want to do a session with me, find it somewhere. Want to know more of it. You don't realize the severity of what's going on here in the situation that you're in, I don't think. I think if you're like super comfortable in the situation, you need to start asking yourself questions. Why am I comfortable? Want to know why you're comfortable. If you feel good, okay, great. Why do I feel good? What makes me feel good? Lead it to somewhere. And if it starts to go negative, okay, we'll find out why. Learn how to make decisions. Learn how to follow that. Because there's going to be some times that come up in this life, in your life, very soon, that you're not going to know what to do. How are you going to deal with that? How are you going to work with that? How are you going to sail through those emotions of things? You got to work with it somehow. If you're not going to be able to rely on all these outer things, and you are forced to rely on something, you got to get comfortable with that, and you're going to need to start getting comfortable with that very, very soon, like right now, like yesterday, as people say. Start breathing more. Get out in the sun. Get some sun on your face. Stare at it for a little bit until your eyes hurt and look away. It's good for you. Start enjoying the sun now because, hey, soon later, you never know. It may not be there no more. What are you going to do then? How are you going to work with that? It's a lot of things happening that you don't see. What do you not see that's happening? Right here. When you look in the mirror, go back to that. What am I not seeing? Want to open everything of who you are so you can see all of what you are. Don't you want that? Want to know that? This was fun. This was good. This made my heart. Hit my heart in a good place. I hope this hit your heart in a good place. Leave you with that and this. Om Lama Shivaya. Want to know more. Be blessed. Give you good love. Give you good life. Namaste.